Something fun, it's right here. Things that could be connected to weed.
Oh, so it's legal in Czech Republic?
It's a gray area.
Cheers.
Yes. Wow. Now we have the castle. Here is the castle, which used to be
A prison as well.
prison. Interesting. Oh, you can see there's two churches. You can see that.
Yeah. We can stop for a second. And that's the beach where people usually lay down, sunbathe, go for a swim. So that's where we're gonna get. Only problem is the prices, housing prices, they are awful right now. Yeah, okay,
if you want
so
to buy the two-bedroom,
2-bedroom. Okay, so let's say 60 square meter. Can be around. Is it expensive? Is it not?
我来到了捷克的布尔诺，这是捷克的第二大城市，一个充满历史却又很生活化的地方。不过，让人镜头计划从来就不是单纯的旅游打卡。对我来说，它是一场冒险，走进一个陌生的城市，认识一个当地人，透过彼此分享价值观，去真正看见这座城市背后的灵魂。这次我遇见了来自匈牙利的 Agnes， 她曾经在台湾待过一段时间，学中文，体验过台湾文化。她带我逛布尔诺的市中心，走进一间大麻工具店，一起登上城堡俯瞰这座城市，也在湖边聊起她的人生目标。而这些对话比我预期的还要冲击。她不只分享了自己的生活经验，还谈到信仰、家庭，甚至为什么她想生3个小孩。这些观点会让你重新思考，我们这一代人到底在追求什么。
Pink one is like summer season stuff.
Okay.
Rotate every year. Something new. So maybe everything from this is like.
you like coffee?
I do like coffee.
Yeah, so let's have some coffee.
Okay.
After? Okay. Thank you.
Do you want to keep the menu?
Yeah, go on,
let's
let's
keep
keep
it.
on.
Just, you went to Taiwan 10 years ago?
10 years ago.
You were a student?
Yes. It was because I was lucky. I was very lucky. Okay, like at the time, back in high school, we were the first class in Debrecen that had the opportunity to learn Chinese. So I was like, yeah, sure, I want to learn Chinese. That's so exciting, like so different. It's not a European language. It has, you know, these characters. Like to me, it was back at the time so mystical for some reason,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and the Chinese culture too. So I was like, yes, I'm going to learn Chinese. So after 1 year of learning Chinese in high school, I had this opportunity that if I wanted to, I could go for abroad. Of course, I had to apply, I had to have interviews and language tests and all that. But I passed, and I got the opportunity that, hey, if you want, you can go to Taiwan. And I was like, yeah, I would like to. You know, I was 16 back then. Yourself in the culture. Have you played?
Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Of course.
Okay. Good.
But I need you to help. Do you know where to go?
好的，在我们继续捷克布尔诺 Agnes 的影片之前，我有个消息要告诉你。现在 AB 的想世界，我开始办起一个实体的活动。那这个活动呢，叫做修炼小聚。我会在一个线下的一个场地，我自己的一个工作室地方，我会分享2个重要的主题。第一个主题是所谓的让人社交的提升，这个主题呢会告诉你我是如何在旅行世界的时候认识各种不同的外国人，如何跟他们交流，如何到一个新的城市的时候，你可以认识他们，让他们可以分享他们自己的故事以及他们的城市给你。如果说你想要提升你的社交圈，无论是在国外或者在台湾，欢迎来参加这个让人社交修炼小聚。那么这样的小聚啊，一次我只收10个人，这是一个小型非常精英的实体活动。第2个主题呢是所谓的制作长影片自媒体经营的修炼小聚。那么在这个修炼小聚里面，我会分享我如何制作 YouTube 长影片的过程。这件事情是非常非常重要的，我称这个叫做打造你自己世界级的名片。之所以大家可以看到我去这个欧洲、去世界各地，会有这么多人会愿意跟我合作拍这个影片，其中一个最重要的关键就是我知道如何打造长影片的内容。虽然这件事情并不简单，但是非常非常的重要与扎实。 所以如果你想要开始打造你自己个人的品牌，或者你想要打造所谓的世界级的名片，想要开始经营自己的 YouTube 的频道，那么欢迎你来到这个自媒体的修炼小聚。好的，如果你有兴趣的话，你可以点下面的链接，这个修炼小聚我都会更新在我的官方网站的首页上面。好，那么让我们回到捷克布尔诺 Agnes 的影片。
Something fun, it's right here. It sells things that could be connected to weed.
So this is all equipment.
Yes. So that's about that.
走出大麻工具店，我觉得很有趣，因为虽然捷克的大麻还没有完全合法化，但其实有很多灰色地带。这间店其实也没有卖大麻，只是卖些相关的用品。就在这时 ，Agnes 告诉我，他一开始是怎么接触到大麻的。
So that was the first place where I actually came across weed, you know. And so when I started to date my husband, he told me he uses it. I was like, oh, that's not good. And he was like, you know, I just had it today as well. Have you noticed? I was like, no. Well, there you go. I was like, what the heck? And I told my mom that I asked my boyfriend to bring us some weed to try, and she was like, oh, I want to try it too. I never tried it either. So all of us tried it at once. And because I told my boyfriend at the time that, hey, I want the best stuff. Best stuff means the strongest. I didn't know that. To him, it's sweet. So the very first experience of mine was so strong. Let's walk that way. Just like in Taiwan or in Taipei, there's a lot of nature when you look around. So what I like in Brno too, it's not the biggest city, it's quite compact, you can find everything, there's all kinds of opportunities, but also it's still green.
Congratulations.
Congratulations! Yeah, this is the outlook of Spielberg. Yeah, it's a castle, it used to function also as a prison for some time.
Now we have the castle. So here is the castle, which used to be
Prison as well.
prison. You can see there's a two church. You can see.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you religious?
I have my own point of views. I am not Christian, although for example, my parents were baptized, and I believe in many things. Like I have a mixture of belief. I do believe in that we are reborn. I do believe that we are here to experience and to learn. And I also believe in kind of in a way of karma, but not maybe in a generic way. I do believe that there are things that we bring from our past life, but not necessarily that's because we were bad, but because we experienced something. And maybe that brings us to a kind of limiting beliefs to what we are doing here right now. And this is something that we just have to work through, you know. Because there are people that you have kind of, I don't want to call it a soul contract, but you have kind of an agreement with them that, hey, this person is going to teach me something because I should experience it. So they're going to come into my life. And they might not necessarily stay there forever, maybe just for a week, a day, or a month, or maybe for a couple of years, but they are there to learn something from them. And also that we are the only ones who are limiting ourselves. Either limiting beliefs or really just something we experience that we cannot work through it yet, but that ultimately we are supposed to face everything.
So to me, that's religious to me. I know everybody has a different religious.
Yeah,
For me,
exactly.
religious is more like if you only believe that the world is made of the material and nothing else, and that's I would say, okay, you are atheist. You're not religious.
I guess, yeah.
So religious to me is not about a specific God or specific religious. If you believe that there's a good, there's a bad, there's something that better than you. When I say better, I mean something that unknown, you know, non-scientific.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have the faith,
Yeah.
and that's religious. So for example, I will also say capitalism for some people is also a kind of religious. They believe in the money, right?
Okay.
So it's not really material, like physics.
Okay, interesting.
So that's my definition of a religious in a way. we change the gears. You guys cannot see, but now we have a little bit of rain.
Yes. So we need some waterproof here.
Waterproof here. So we go this way, right?
Yeah, we are going this way. Are you sure you don't
No,
want
it's
to
okay. It's okay. Come on. What would say your life goal? You know, what is the? You want to build your business, right? It's fair enough.
Yes,
It's very
yeah, yeah.
important. I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I wanna be able to.
You want to move somewhere, or you want to live here, or which
think-
place you want to live?
Here would be fine. Like if I can afford to travel next to it, I'm completely fine living here because it's Middle Europe. It's like living conditions are fine. Only problem is the prices, housing prices. They are awful right now. So this much.
Yeah, 8 million for 2 bedroom, right?
Yeah.
2 bedroom.
But this is the minimum. Almost.
Hey guys, what do you guys think?
Is it expensive? Is it not?
I can tell you guys, right now their reaction will be like,
It's not expensive for you? Yeah, in Hungary, you could buy the same apartment for half the price to this. Yeah, so compared to Hungary, this is crazy. And compared to Czech Republic too, because 5 years ago, the prices were 1/3 of what it is right now, or 1/4.
okay, it's no water. You want to, of course, you have a family now, and you want to afford a house. In,
Yeah, so life
Brno
goal,
here,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Life goals here, and then one is you want to build your business with your husband. That's
build
for
my
sure.
business, yeah, with
Second
my husband
is,
too. Afford a house, have kids as well, because I always wanted to have a family. You know, not everybody here wants a family. That is very interesting. I want kids. I really want to.
Really?
And I
Okay.
really want a family. I really want to have a house with garden, be close to the nature, you know.
Wow. How
and
many kids do you want?
If I can have, I would love 3. And then we shall see how it's gonna be, because I know it's not easy to have kids, right? For some people it's easier, for some people it's not. It depends on the kids too.
Really want to know that why you think you just love kids. You want to have kids. You know, to be honest, I understand it's very difficult to,
Yeah,
you know,
it's hard to
everything.
answer.
Yeah.
So I also think, because I had such a good childhood, I also want to experience that. And I also know that it has so many layers, but I also know that it's not the reason why I want to have kids. But especially when you have kids, you also work through some of the hidden traumas as well that you experienced as a kid, and you can change that by having, not by having your kid, but you can change the future generation as realizing what kind of traumas I have that I can teach my kid, having a better future, you know, having better reactions. And I think because our mom taught us a lot about emotional intelligence and all these things, I want to teach that to our kids too. And I think especially nowadays, new generations, we are realizing more and more how important it is how the parents behave with kids, what we are teaching them, and to be really present to them. And of course, I'm not sure what kind of mama I'm gonna be. I'm worried about that because I don't know, I never had kids. I don't know what kind of mama I'm gonna be. I just hope I'm gonna be caring enough, supportive enough, patient enough, because patience is, I think, one of the biggest thing you need, really, with kids.
Guys, we need to have some lunch.
There's knock knock.
Oh, just right there.
Nice.
Cheers. Is it bad? It doesn't, okay?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
everywhere.
Okay.
Asian.
Asian.
You pick this for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hungary is some kind of very special, unique country in a whole union about Europe. It's like you guys just somehow come from nowhere and boom, Hungary people there. And the rest, one means Germany part and the Slavic part, it's just boom, Hungary.
Yeah, and Hungary, we are quite lonely here because we don't have any language that would be similar to us. Some say that Finnish is supposed to be a bit closer grammatically, which is true, but we only have 10 words that are similar, and that's it. Because it's really because we are coming from, as far as we know, from Asia. So our language is coming from, most likely from Asia as well. And also it's a mix of other languages as well. So for example, we borrowed many words from Turkish as well, from a couple Slavic words too, from English. You know, it's a mix too, but our core of the language is supposed to be Asian. And we do have many legends as well
for example, how we came here, legends, how we came to Europe. One of the legends is that we were following a, how do you call those animals that are look like a deer, but it has this big antlers.
Okay.
Antlers is the the one that you have on the head.
Okay. So what is the misunderstanding? Big misunderstanding people perceive Hungary.
Okay, so big misunderstanding.
Okay, let me give you some stereotype for sure. Then you can tell me yes or no.
Okay, please.
I think Hungarian people are more. Yes, that's great. Thank you. I think Hungarian people are more family oriented. Is it stereotype?
I think definitely we are. And I think it also comes from our history too, that we used to live also together with our grandparents and grandparents. We also used to have these houses where we would live together. And that's in our history. And right now, I think, of course, right now it's very individual how if you are family oriented or not. But I think as a nation we are.
Is it somehow a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think
Like
so.
Hungarian people are more family oriented in a way. Of course,
Yeah.
I mean, compared to the typical European, I would say.
I could say, yeah. And especially, in the Western countries, it's more focused on the individual. But I think Hungary is more, of course, we are focused on the individual too, but it is family oriented. Yeah.
Yeah, I think also Taiwanese people, from my understanding, is also family oriented in my way. In a way.
Definitely.
I don't know. Almost.
Okay, sorry.
It's right.
Yeah, in Europe, if you put it like this,
Oh.
it means you're finished.
My bad.
Just one more bite.
Wow, look at this.
So delicious it was, oh my god.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah. Many students are coming to, have you finished? It's
Finished. Thank you.
Thank you.
Skoro mějte se moc hezky. Nasano. Nasano.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Dobrý den.
Dobrý den.
We can stop for a second.
Look at this, guys.
And that's the beach where people usually lay down, sunbathe, go for a swim. So that's where we're gonna get.
Yes.
It
The
is.
good thing about this is not just it's beautiful, it's this kind of vibe is like normal life, it's not a place that you need to spend a lot of time in like book. This is probably like the weekend. You come here
Yeah.
and you just
Enjoy.
enjoy. This is the park. People can picnic here. And another side, you guys, there's a lake you can enjoy now. You see this leaf right here?
Have you not seen something like this before?
I did, but this tree is big, and then I guess it's very warm inside. You can hide inside. When I say hide, I mean like because outside maybe it's too hot, and you picnic
like
here,
that.
lay down here. Let's check this out for you guys.
Yes, we can go there definitely.
Can park here. This is
Kanya
like
na po.
your boat.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
stuff. And you can do this.
Yes.
This is crazy. You can do this.
It's
You can
more
do
likely
this
it's there,
too.
that area. But it's telling you that it's possible that people do this, so pay attention.
Okay. What is this?
The motor of the boat.
Oh, okay. So they told you what kind of boat you can use.
Yeah. They do use motorboats, but that's further away, not right here because it's the
Okay.
swimming area. When you're in the water and you have the free time in your water and spending time, you have a responsibility.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to. Yeah, that's Western people idea. They would just say, you have all the freedom, bad things happen to you, you take fully responsibility.
Exactly.
That is the more Western idea.
I see.
In Taiwan, it's more like, no, don't go. That's it.
Interesting.
That's how we just put all this fence there and say, no. Gift time.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Probably you know already, this is from the temple called Longshan Temple. Yeah, one of my favorite temple in Taiwan.
Beautiful, thank you so much.
Let me see. Here it's 财运守护. Yep. And here is called 事业顺利.
在布尔诺的湖边，我把龙山寺的护身符交给了 Agnes， 她笑着收下。那一刻，我觉得这趟与她的旅程已经有了最好的结果。旅行对我来说，最重要的从来不只是那些壮丽的景点，而是透过这些城市和在这里遇到的朋友，建立起深刻的连结。我们生活在自己的世界里，每天遵循着相同的规律，上班、下班，周末稍微休闲一下，接着又陷入同样的烦恼与循环。当我们在遥远的国度能和新朋友聊到生活、信仰、家庭与人生目标时，那会让我们重新看待自己原本拥有的一切，以及那些纠结的烦恼。这就是让人尽头计划，走进陌生人的世界，建立更深刻的连结，然后带着这段冒险回到故乡。或许你会发现，世界依旧，但你的现实观已经完全改变。